Hey everybody, it's Bryan with Sage Hypnotherapy and Cal, Coaching in Life. And at Coaching in Life, we have kind of these little theme days. Today, when I'm filming this, recording this, it is Wisdom Wednesday. I've already put out another video or two, but I wanted to take this moment and share a story with you, which for me was very profound. It goes way back to when I was probably 20 or 21 years old. I was studying to be an American Sign Language interpreter. I'd kind of fallen into that by accident and found that I just really had a knack for it. I picked up signs. Some nights I was learning 100 signs a night, just boom, 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 boom. Right along, I was within 3 months of starting learning sign language, I was interpreting, kind of backup interpreting. Not great, mind you, not great, but I was interpreting. And so I decided to further my education and make the choice to get certified. And there were two places that did it. One was Mount SAC, and the other was Riverside Community College. Well, Riverside Community College was closer, not by much. It was still about an hour and 20-minute drive away from me, depending on the traffic. But since I was there taking those courses for the interpreter training program, I took a couple other classes, and one of them was astronomy. It was an amazing class, and I couldn't afford the books at the time. The book was, I think the book was like $120, and so I wound up taking the class, and the teacher was great. The professor was great. The first day he said, "I'm Professor so and so, PhD," which stands for post hole digger, because that's the only job I could get if I weren't teaching. So I liked his attitude about that. And going through the class, I learned so much. The astronomy class was just amazing. And some of the more profound things, it dealt with how many stars there are in the universe, in the cosmos. And normally in the interpreter training program, I was going with a couple other people from up here where I live in the high desert, driving down so we could kind of share the gas and everything. But this class I took on my own, and so I took myself down there. And after the class, it was a beautiful night. It was balmy, and there are palm trees along the way down one of the streets. It's a cordoned off street which leads to the parking lot. And I was heading towards my car, and I remember the sound, just kind of that brushing sound of the light breeze just blowing in the tops of the palm trees, and it was just the right temperature, and it just felt good. It was a good night in the class. And as I was walking out, I looked up, and the sky was this brilliant blue, and it was just peppered with all these stars. It was just phenomenal. And looking up there, the recognition that, number one, there are more stars out there than there are grains of sand on every beach on the planet Earth, is just mind-boggling in and of itself. You don't have to believe me on that. You can Google it, do the research. It's just fascinating. And not only that, but each star is potentially a sun, like our sun. And frankly, many stars just dwarf our sun. Our sun is itty bitty compared to all these others that are just massive. And it was just as I stood there just staring up, I was just in a moment of awe. It was the night was moonless, or I don't know how moonless it was. All I know is that I didn't see the moon, but all those stars, and I just felt this amazing sensation of just how tiny we are as human beings. That those stars, more stars than grains of sand on every one of our beaches. Those stars are potential suns with multiple planets revolving around them. Some of them, beginning their process of death, going into, nova to supernova and whatnot, and just how insignificant we are. And we don't even understand, dark matter and other, aspects of our cosmos. It just blew me away, and I felt very, very tiny. And in the stroke of a breath, not even that, I felt really strong. I felt very larger than life. It dawned on me in that moment that for being so insignificant in the cosmos, we're on some blue marble out of a bunch of other different colored marbles around a tiny insignificant sun in the one arm of a spiral galaxy, which is just part of a bigger cluster of galaxies, which is just, if you're flying by, you won't even notice us. But for being so minuscule, we as human beings, we create and we love and we dream and we innovate and we grow and we bear children and we teach and we learn and we give and we emote and we strive and we do all of these incredible things that are just mind-blowing. If you think about what the human being is capable of doing and what we have achieved already with just the rudimentary technology we have, it's amazing how we have changed over the years, how we have adapted, how we have overcome. And I stood there, 20, 21 years old, still pretty young, and I was just mesmerized by what we are able to do, what we can accomplish. It would be easy to look up and say, oh, we're nothing, what's the point? But what we can accomplish with what we are is the point. And that is one of those moments in my life, and I hope you've had moments like that too, where you've just had some profound experiences to reflect on. I am, and I know I'm going to tell you how old I am, and you're not going to believe it because I'm so youthful looking, but I'm 48, so that's, 20 years ago. So for 20 years I've had that in mind, this profound, in many regards, a very centering experience. And, I've been a diabetic for 39 years. I've been taking insulin, a type 1 diabetic, and I had epilepsy for many years, grand mal seizures, and I was born double club-footed, my legs jacked up, and so it's hurt my entire life to walk. But, I've worked around those things, I've figured those things out. Don't get me wrong, diabetes is a real pain in the backside, quite literally sometimes, and the epilepsy. So there's certain limitations I've got, but, stopping and just looking at the grandeur of what we are when we are comparatively insignificant is just amazing, just phenomenal. And so I just wanted to take a moment and share that with you. When you're feeling your smallest, when you're feeling your lowest, I want you to consider all the power you have. And you have the power to love. You have the power to like. You have the power to give of yourself. You have the power to emote, to feel. You have the power to think and to conceive of things. And those are no small things there. Those are no small matters. Those are very profound. You have the ability to be loved. You're valuable, no matter how insignificant you think you are. You are much more significant than you imagine. So bear that in mind. If you're having trouble, shoot me a message. Leave a message on here. In fact, please leave a comment on here. I really enjoy the comments. Like the video, share the video, all that stuff that I'm supposed to tell you to do. But leave a comment. I really enjoy the comments more. And, insightful comments, thought-provoking comments, those are the things that I dig. And I guarantee you, if you leave a comment, I will absolutely get back to you. Now watch, there's going to be like 30,000 comments. I'm going to have to answer every one of them or look like a liar. So, okay, everybody. This is Bryan with Sage Hypnotherapy, SageHypnotherapy.com, and Cal, coachingandlife.com. And until we meet again, inhale relaxation, exhale tension, and be well.